today. So I'm joined by Kimberly Gant, who is a web and digital marketing manager. She's going to give us a little bit of insight into her industry as it relates to COVID-19 and some of the changes that she's been seeing, and giving some advice as to how to make it in that field of work post COVID.
Yeah,
So without further ado, if you want to say a little bit about yourself before we dive into some questions that I'm sure everybody has on their mind, Kim.
for sure. Yeah. I'm Kimberly Gant. I'm a web and digital marketing manager based in Oakland, California. I'm originally from Florida. I moved out to the Bay about 6 years ago. My background is engineering. And then after this time and gathering skill sets, I did pivot into a marketing and design career where I currently have my role. I've been here for the past 2 years.
Awesome. So obviously we've had an atomic boom in the digital space since we've all gone online, and it seems like it's been forever, but it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. Can you speak to your own experience and the changes that you've seen in the industry since the COVID era kind of began?
For sure, yes. COVID definitely had a huge hit on industries across the board. And I think for mine, particularly with digital marketing, is that we've been on the front lines with this, right? So distributing information, creating content for clients and communities. So we've definitely been a very essential part of a corporate workforce in this situation, right? So writing content, articles, distributing alerts from our government officials, those different things in very real time, right? So for example, in my role, we can have different compliance alerts change every day. So we're creating content around those alerts, putting it out there on social media in real time to keep people informed. And so now more than ever, it's super important not only to distribute information, but to also distribute accurate information, right? So be accurate, but also be quick. And I think that marketing teams across the country and the world, right, are now feeling the pressure of making sure that we fact check our information, but also distributing it quick enough to make sure that people are informed of what's going on in the world, and not only what's going on, but also how can they help, and also how can they, get better in any capacity financially, health-wise, etc.
Yes, and I'm sure that goes for a lot of like the tech and the digital industries as well. Uh,
For,
Kim, gonna stop recording really quickly. Okay.
yeah.
So, do you believe that some of the trends that you've mentioned in your industry will be sustained after COVID, or will things kind of taper off? Do you believe that in the web and design world that things will kind of slow down?
Definitely not slowing down anytime soon, for sure. I definitely think, and from a tech industry standpoint, it's definitely changed how businesses can pivot really quickly, right? So tech companies here in the Bay Area and beyond are pivoting business models in real time, pivoting target audiences, really changing their entire systems within a month, right? They didn't expect to do. And so I think that quick change is going to be happening a lot over the next couple years in the industry wide, right? It kind of showcases that you just always have to stay ready. You just never know. And so those founders, those C-suite executive leadership and companies across the world are really figuring out how can we be more prepared for the next time, right? It may not be a pandemic, but it could be in a situation where we have to, pivot in real time. In my industry, I definitely think that it will keep going, just because of the fact that we now see the importance of distributing information like this in a global scale, right? I feel like a lot of things happen regionally or by country, but it's an entire global pandemic that's impacting everyone, and really figuring out how can we distribute our information to our clients and our colleagues and communities in an effective way. So I think that it may not be, as the pandemic dies down a little bit, it may not be COVID related, but I think it will be that those different systems in place in that process will be used for other situations for the years to come.
Right. There's going to be kind of an expectation for everyone to be working at full capacity, being able to do a quick turnover, whether it's to get information out or to produce a new project. So you made some really good points there, especially for people who are entering the industry. I know we have a lot of grads who are going to be entering entering the workforce soon. So tell me, what are kind of the biggest misconceptions that people have when they're entering the digital marketing field?
Yes, there's many misconceptions for sure. I think the one thing I can say that people don't understand how much work it takes to create digital marketing assets or campaigns or posts. A lot of people think that you just have to write a few words, grab a picture, and post it on social media, right? But there's many different layers to what that looks like. You have to do your research, look at what's happening in the industry, what's trending, who's your target audience, what are your metrics, what goals are you trying to achieve, what are you tracking for the post, is it engagement, is it brand awareness, is it reach, is it impressions. There's many different things you have to kind of lay out before you create a post. And also the copy, making sure copy editing, making sure you're not tone deaf, that you're on brand for your company, as well as picture and visuals. Making sure that whatever you use is on brand. Whatever you use is a part of, like, you know, your entire marketing ecosystem, and you're not just grabbing a photo from someone else's website, right? Because copywriting issues. There's many different things that goes into making a creative post. And a lot of companies, many companies, mostly all of them, have calendars set for 2 weeks to a month or more, right? Depending on their foundation and their plan. So if anything happens, so for example, for COVID, exactly, people had marketing strategies for, I'm sure, the year. And when COVID hit, they had to pivot very quickly from a messaging standpoint, from a goal standpoint, from a work standpoint. Now, before creating, maybe you had 2 campaigns on your docket. Now your campaigns are only COVID related, right? Having to switch that mindset. So it's a lot of things that go into creating digital marketing campaigns and content and assets that people should, you know, understand for
Yeah.
sure.
So being able to be as flexible and as agile in this environment is super important.
Yeah.
Uh, Given the new digital space, so what is the best advice that you can give someone who's just entering the web and digital marketing industry?
Yeah. So I think the two things I can say from a advice standpoint is to look at the landscape of what's happening in digital marketing right now and see how can you be better or do better and add value, right? Digital marketing industry just changes so quickly. People are always looking for fresh and innovative ideas and concepts and just different things to, like, you know, really improve the digital marketing space, right? So if you see an area of opportunity to improve that, you know, you have the skill set to do it, start it, create your portfolio, like work with a small business that needs help digital marketing, look at, you know, a campaign you like and break it down in a case study. And so really get in the industry and understand all the layers it takes to create a digital marketing campaign and those different items, as well as join different groups, so like LinkedIn groups, community networks, peers that have roles similar to what you want to do, and just set up one-on-ones, quick copy chat, kind of have an idea of what you're and gain all this information, because you can copyright, you can design, you can do analytics. There's different layers for digital marketing. So figuring out what's the best fit for you is super important as well.
Okay, awesome. I like what you said about joining these different groups, because also creating a good network of people who are within the industry that you're looking to penetrate is super, super important. Not only for support, but also for future opportunities.
For sure. And that's how I got my start. So like I said, my background was engineering and originally, but, you know, once I moved to the Bay Area and realized that, oh, you know, I want to use both my creative and technical skills, how can I join these different groups and events and networks to really refine my creative, like social media, digital marketing skill sets? And then over time, I gathered a community that was in that creative space, in that marketing space, to where I really, you know, grew as a professional and landed the job that I have today.
Okay, thanks, Kim. So, what would someone need to do if they're trying to either enter the digital marketing space or pivot their career? What would set them apart as a potential candidate?
For sure. Definitely skill set. And I say that because obviously, especially pivoting careers, right? Your work speaks for you and is super important. So I know a lot of articles out there, you can research, join all of these groups, and that's great. And I did it also, but you have to like actually put what you're learning into apply that into different things, right? And showcase, you know, your metrics, how your campaigns work, what goals did it meet, right? And you do that by working with different small businesses, maybe your friend has a campaign you want to promote, even your own stuff, right? You have your own personal brand you want to create content and track metrics for, and analytics and those different things. And so I think the biggest thing is to, once you join those different networks and do that research, taking all the things you learn and really applying it to your everyday as much as you can. And then over time, your skills will improve and it will grow. And then when you join these networks and go back to them, you'll say, this is what I have done, and this is how I can add value to your organization. And then over time, because everyone is different, right? We have our own fresh eye, our own perspective. You'll put your spin on it and making sure you can add value in your own special way.
Awesome. Thank you so much.